We get ready for the second qualifying session of 2024, which is going to be bringing you race 1 of the series after the sprint at Pertamina Mandalika Circuit. We're now ready to go, racing almost for the Mobility Resort Motegi, the Japanese Grand Prix. But we have 15 minutes of qualifying where our 11 runners and riders will be vying for pole position, and it's a glorious, glorious day for a qualifying session to begin.
It is, Liam, and it's not something that we see too often in Japan when the weather is this clear.
I know that sometimes you can be monsoon conditions, however, we've got the sun shining brightly and the blue skies are out there, so it's great to see as we're now watching the Aprilia RSGP 24 just in front of us. That was Davide Teresi running out of the pits, but we're with Ty Sox, our rookie in the class and part of the Track House Racing squad from Portugal. And as a rookie from Portugal, as we see him on screen, the first rider, Connor, from Portugal. So it's great to see that we've got even more nationalities represented in MotoGP eSport.
Absolutely, I mean, it's so fitting that he's at Trackhouse Racing as well. Obviously, we have Miguel Oliveira there, and let's see how he gets on against some of these more experienced riders. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, and there's another rookie we see on screen, Flavio Baldacci, racing for the Pramac Racing squad, and another Italian that's got lots of potential in this series, and a rider that we've well and truly got to keep our eye out on. Racing around Motegi here for the first time in MotoGP eSport, and as he runs a little bit deep into turn number 9, but he won't mind too much considering it's not his first timed lap. So big things for the Italian, and big shoes and big targets on the back of our two-time champion Adrian on the Repsol Honda team machine, and he'll be hoping to regain the glory of his past years, taking the title once more as he did in 2020.
Yeah,
2022.
Absolutely, Liam. He's the rider that's going to try and steal the crown from Jackhammer. We've got Keinster, another rider that just came in last year but has been incredibly impressive, and he's going to be trying to up the ante and take the fight to some of the other riders we've seen in previous years.
He will indeed, riding for the Red Bull Gas Tech 3 squad, and Keinster is a rapid rider indeed from Germany, a rider that's definitely one to watch, and tons of memorabilia as we could see when we just saw him on screen. So we're riding along with Keinster as it comes out of turn number 4 down towards turn number 5 later in the brakes, but we then switch to the Pertamina Enduro VR46 racing team rider Spadalongo. The Italian showed really well in qualifying back in Mandalika. What can he do this time round? He qualified in 5th spot for that one. He was hoping to go a little bit higher for what is going to be race number 1 after we just had a first sprint of the season, and a rider that definitely will be expecting big things is the Italian Davide Teresi, riding the Aprilia RSGP 24. He's got lots of potential to do something quite magical this year.
Yeah, an Italian gamer on an Italian bike. Massimo Rivolo would be very happy with that.
You're not wrong there, Connor. Absolutely not whatsoever. As we're watching our two-time champion Adrian late on the brakes down towards turn 11, one of the most difficult corners on the entire calendar. It drops off the face of the earth going into that corner there as you then power through the tunnel into the fast left, then braking for victory corners. We're watching Jack Hammer come through, V for victory, and he takes number 1, hopefully for him, to number 1. And this session is trashed, has a bit of an off for the back, but Jack Hammer smashes the pole time that was just set by Adrian, and Daniele Aloe slots into 2nd on the Ducati.
Yeah, this is really getting tense already with 11 minutes to go. Jack Hammer setting the pace. We know that he's a gamer that likes to be on pole.
Yeah, he's an absolute rapid rider, is Jack Hammer. Of course, he is your reigning champion. He did take pole position last year in Motegi, and a rider that was on a brace of pole positions and really became the qualifying king in 2023. As we're watching Deepo Akbar with the Gracini Racing squad in 9th at the moment. We just completed the Tissot Sprint at his home Grand Prix. Now he's got a race under his belt he's now got that sort of shackles off his shoulder now, Connor, and he now can go for a bit more. So we're watching that bar. He goes, well, proves in time, but doesn't go any further up the order. Stays in 9th for now.
As long as he's beating his own personal times, he'll be happy for the time being, because this is a process. He's measuring himself against the best of the best in MotoGP eSport, and it's not going to be instantaneous.
No.
He's got to take it race by race. It's not, if you'll pardon the pun, a sprint. It's a marathon. There's a whole series for us to enjoy, and a series for him to improve and to take the battle to some of the riders who obviously have more experience over previous years.
A pun that was well and truly worthy of the history books. It was class, Connor. It was absolute class. Now, we're watching Ty Socks once again coming across the line, powering to potentially, I thought he jumped up higher up the order there, but he stayed 7th for now, as we'll switch back to Daniele Aloe on the Ducati, number 23, not to be mistaken for Enea Bastianini, who is part of the squad in the real world, but he's doing that bike and that team just as proud as Enea Bastianini does for the Ducati Lenovo team. But this time it's the Ducati Lenovo eSport team. A rider we've not seen too much of in qualifying so far, Piero Ricciucci, the number 55, in 4th spot for now, currently setting the best lap time in Sector 1. What can the Italian continue to do? So Piero Ricciucci,
he's definitely a rider that knows what he's doing. His first appearance in MotoGP Sports was back in 2020, if I'm not mistaken.
Relatively experienced now, isn't he?
Absolutely. He's someone that knows what they're doing, especially when it comes to this competition.
Yeah, he's been around for such a long time now that he might be developing some of those virtual grey hairs that we have ourselves, Connor, in real life. So
the difference is, Liam, he's got 2 wins under his belt, one in 2021, one in 2022, and he's going to be looking to add to that tally.
Yeah, he will be indeed a rider of lots of experience and lots of talent, and currently sitting in 4th spot. We're back with Adrian now, setting some cracking sectors. He's coming through the victory corner now, powering on to the home straight, across the start-finish line. He's about to come. Where will he move up to? Will he improve? Yes, he does improve, but doesn't go any higher. Stays in 6th position. And we just saw Pierre, he's coming into the pits now, so some of these riders they're getting rid of those tyres, then switching over to a set of brand new ones to go for another fast lap, which is quite a shame, because Piero Ricciucci was setting what was quite an incredible lap time to that point, as we then go back to Davide Terussi on the Aprilia, comes across the line and jumps up a full row, goes from 7th to 4th to now head the 2nd row of the grid.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant from Davide Terussi. He's a rider as well that knows what it means to win. He got 2 under his belt last year in 2023, and again he's going to be looking to add to that and really challenge Jack Hammer for his crown.
He will indeed. What a lap that was from Trast. A lap time he really did need, because he was sitting in 11th spot, something that we're not used to from the 3-time champ. However, he's gone into 2nd, a thousandth of a second quicker than Daniele Aloe. So the Monster Energy Yamaha MotoGP squad rider sits in 2nd, and there he is, full face of focus.
Yeah, that is absolute concentration, Liam. That is the look of a gamer that is determined to find himself in pole position once again. He knows what it means to be on pole. He's been on pole 9 times during the course of his long career in MotoGP eSport. He's probably our most veteran gamer.
Yeah, he's an incredible talent as Trast, a rider that has just competed in his 50th MotoGP eSport race. Yep. So Trast is, as you say, filled with experience, as Flavio has gone down further back on the Prima Pramac racing bike, so I'm sure he won't be deterred too much by that. He'll come back, as we're seeing Teresi enter the pit. So after he set what was quite a blistering lap time for the head of the 2nd row, he's dropped all the way back to the bottom of the 2nd row in 6th spot for the time being. So with just under 6 minutes to go, we've got ourselves into a bit of a lull now. Will Daniele Aloe pull into the pit? Will he continue? He's continuing on for another lap. So there's a rider there that just wants to pound round and complete the laps rather than come in and change his tyres.
He'll definitely have found the setup that he wants to be continuing with for the time being, and he's doing exceptionally well. P3 is a good place to start the race from.
Yeah, absolutely. A position that they always say if you start in the first or second rows of the grid, you're well and truly within a chance of race victory. So I don't think he'll be too bothered if he doesn't take pole position, as Flavio Baldacci, as we're watching the Prima Pramac rider, powering down towards turn number 3, late on the brakes, kicks the back out a little bit, and beautifully done. Just almost straddles the green, but keeps it within track limits for the time being. And Flavio Baldacci comes through the first sector, personal best, but it's Daniele Aloe on the Ducati Lenovo eSport team bike. The number 23, we see him now coming through the fast left, then the right, switching through one of the most spectacular pieces of tarmac you'll ever see. Coming through sector number 2, he's a little bit slower than your pole setter Jack Hammer, but a personal best for the time being.
A personal best for the time being, and as we mentioned earlier, a personal best is a good place to begin with. First you beat yourself, and then you try and beat the other riders.
You do indeed. Do not beat yourself too much though, because it can always end in a little bit of an injury. So, powering down the straight in towards turn number 11, dropping off the face of the earth into what is one of the most difficult corners, as the rear pushes the front through the right-hander, through the tunnel to go in towards the V corner, cuts the curb. Absolutely everything's fine now. Once again, cutting the curb from one curb to the next, just dancing that Ducati through the last sector. Across the line comes Daniele Aloe. Well improved, yes, he will, to pole position. The Italian stallion once more takes pole. A cracking lap there from the number 23.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful, and he's on course right now. We've still got a bit of time to go, but if things finished as we are, it would be his second pole of what is, to date, still a relatively short career in MotoGP eSports. But looking at Daniele Aloe, he looks like one to watch this season. That was a sensational lap.
Yeah, he's not been signed to the factory Ducati team for no reason whatsoever. They see the promise in the young man, and that promise is now being delivered here in qualifying ahead of the Japanese GP at the Mobility Resort Motegi circuit. Now,
watch out for Piero Ricciuti here.
What a lap time that's coming in from the LCR Honda rider. Through turns at number 9 to go. We've seen some world champions crash there in the past, but no such problems for Ricciuti this time round. And
yeah, as it stands,
10.
he's smashing the sector time set by Daniele Aloe.
What a lap time is coming in here. So personal best through sector 3, but so far so good. As we've seen Adrian to have a bit of a crash a little bit further back. We'll come back to Adrian at some point soon, but Piero coming through the final 2 corners and towards the victory corner we go. What can the Italian do? The number 5 in 5th position for now, but we expect him not to stay there for too long. Piero Ricciuti across the line, and will be pole? No, he's lost a lot of time in that last sector. So Piero Ricciuti stays in 5th.
Yeah, he'll be very underwhelmed, I think would be the word with that. Didn't expect it to finish like that for him.
No, it was a strong lap.
Very strong.
Yeah,
for the first 2 sectors, he was the fastest so far that we've seen with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, and it gets even worse for Ricciuti as he's been shuffled back to 6th after Davide Turrisi moved to the front row. So the Italian on the Aprilia, he's doing what he's expected to do, and he's popped himself onto the front row. What can Jack Hammer do though? So we've not seen too much of Jack Hammer in the last few minutes as we watch Trast, your former champion, your 3-time champion, coming down towards turn number 3 late on the brakes. Absolutely poetry in motion. Now, once again, Davide Turrisi setting red sectors for the first couple, and this is where Ricciuti lost some time on the previous lap. So currently sitting in 6th. Trast on another rapid first sector, but it's Davide Turrisi. We're watching the Italian on the Aprilia. Massimo Rivola will be hoping, biting his fingernails for a pole position lap here from Turrisi. Now only a few more corners to go. Coming up turn number 10, powering down the back straight. He's lost a little bit of time in that 3rd sector, but he's well and truly within touch and distance.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've seen it time and time again over the course of this qualifying session. The riders are setting very fast sector times in sectors 1 and 2, and then they're dropping off a bit and they're struggling, and that's going to be where the difference is going to be made in this qualifying session. The smallest of margins, but it's coming in the second half of the lap.
Yeah, big Oh, there we go. Into second goes Teresi into second spot as we're watching Trask run a little bit deep at turn 11. So easy to do. He'll get across the line for one more lap and it'll be a big lap. He will need it, so he's just shaping himself up through victory corners. You see he takes a wide sweeping line. 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds to go. Will he get across the line in time? One more second and Trask. He has done it. Wow.
Talk about drama, Liam.
My goodness me, Trask just got across the line in the nick of time for his final lap. Now this is going to be a big lap from your 3-time champion.
Yeah, the pressure's going to be building as he looks to get back onto that front row. He's the veteran.
Oh,
he knows exactly what he's doing, but he's just run off there, Liam, as you say.
Yeah, such a shame there for Trask, and he was red through the first sector, so he's well and truly pushing on. This is what champions are made of. They have their back against the wall and they come out swinging.
Never give in. And what about that emotional boost that you're going to get when you cross with just a second to go, to be able to give it one last effort, give it everything. Yeah. Trask is doing just that.
He knows what it's like to taste pole position success. He knows what it's like to taste victory in MotoGP eSport. But will he be tasting pole position today? He's only got half a lap to go. Powering down towards turn number 10 we go. And brilliantly done. A little bit way through mid-corner, but he squares it off absolutely perfectly. He's coming across the third sector now, and he's lost time. He's gone grey in that sector as we're watching Trask on screen. As we said, steely eye of focusness for the champion. Down towards the corner, he made a mistake on the previous lap, runs a little bit deep once more, so he's struggling into turn 11. Only 2 more corners to go. Through the fast left, in towards victory corner, sitting in 4th spot, ahead on the front of the second row for Trask. Coming across the line, he did nick across the line for one more lap. Will it be a lap to behold? Yes, it was a fastest lap for him, a personal best, but stays in 4th position. But wow, what a dramatic end.
Then here we have the qualifying times. Daniele Aloy on pole. He's followed on the front row by Davide Teresi and Giacomo. That's the front 3. Then it's Trask in P4. Following him, Piero Ricciuti, Adrian, 26, Keinster, Flavio Baldacci, Spadalongo, Tai Sox, and in P11, Deepo Akbar.